Welcome to California Part 2.
Right, oh my goodness, right on the edge. Oh.
Of course, I'm in Utah.
Right into the camera lens.
The first thing I wanted to do was drive up the Pacific Highway. And I wanted to drive up Big Sur, mainly because I saw this really cool waterfall online and I wanted to go to it.
That is a long way down.
Part of Highway 1 is out because of a landslide. So I drove almost all the way to Big Sur, but I couldn't get there. So I stopped and saw this, which was pretty neat to see anyway. But then I had to backtrack about 2 hours and come back.
There you go. If you're building a schoolie, just take your bathrooms with you that way.
So I did get to drive down to Big Sur, and it was just a beautiful drive. It wasn't the easiest thing to do in that thing. I had to pull over a couple times to let people pass, but big windy road. Dusty did not like the big windy road, but I got down there and I did get to see the waterfall. Unfortunately, my plan, at least in my mind, was to go down and hang out on the beach down there, but you can't do that. It's all shut off. It was a good day to go down there and hike and do all that, so that was fun. And then I turned around, came back up, and stopped a couple places to get these amazing views.
Super steep.
And then I spent the night in Santa Cruz. And part of this episode is all about wine.
I keep hitting the video button, not the photo button.
So I stopped at the pier in Santa Cruz for some wine tasting, and it was a great place. It's called Vino by the Sea.
All right, I mean, I haven't done this before, but this Vino by the Sea, if you guys are in Santa Cruz, stop by.
Excellent, excellent wines. And that seems to be a theme in this episode.
Vino by the Sea in Santa Cruz. Amazing. Really nice job, guys. I know they're very new at doing this, but man, it is such a nice place and such a nice view, and the wine is great. So if you're ever in Santa Cruz, Vino by the Sea at the end of the pier upstairs.
Went up to San Jose, saw a friend from elementary school that I had not seen in over 30 years. And he took me to where he works at NASA Ames Research Laboratory.
That section is actually where the wind tunnel is, or wind is funneled through.
So that's where they're testing stuff.
That's the testing area.
And one of the coolest things that I didn't even know about at Ames is they have Hangar 1, which is one of the largest freestanding structures in the world.
Thing's massive. That is just gorgeous.
Hangar 1 was built in the 1930s as a naval airship station for the USS Macon. Airships, that's like what the Hindenburg was. Think of these as massive aerial cruise ships. These things were huge. The interior of this hangar is so large that sometimes fog would appear towards the ceiling. The Hindenburg disaster happened May 6, 1937, so 7 years about after this was built, and that brought on the decline of the airship. From there, I drove up to the Golden Gate Bridge in San Francisco.
I see the top of a very famous bridge up front.
Some of the Golden Gate Bridge is being redone right now with a suicide deterrent on the bridge. From there, I went to Napa to do some wine tasting. Throughout this whole time, the weather's been beautiful, and I was able to drive up and down to see all the vineyards. One of my friends from college recommended that I go to this castle.
Got a freaking moat. This is why my whole episode's gonna be about wine today. That's the only thing that doesn't make all of this real.
Luckily for me, I pulled up to the castle and they had an opening. Everything is by reservation only.
I moved it into the shade. So it stays cool.
But luckily they had some openings and I was able to get my wine tasting in.
This is called El Pasito.
Okay.
So I was able to sit there, do my wine
I'm
tasting,
gonna taste wine
It's a 2016.
and grade my students' projects at the same time.
and I'm gonna grade papers. Sounds like a good combination. That was probably one of the coolest wine tastings I've had.
I think my students got some pretty good grades that day.
There's still a little left in there. Oh man, they were really good. And I got like 3 reserves at like $98 a bottle. I ended up buying the $38 bottle. Not the $98 bottle that I wanted to buy, but I ain't doing that. I need to sleep somewhere tonight.
From Napa, I decided to go to Lake Tahoe and get in another round of skiing.
$17 at the ski slope. $17.
So if you go down the ski slopes one way, you go into California. If you go down another way, you go into Nevada.
It's my last run of the day, but I love how dramatic the change is. California, with all the water and all the snow. Nevada, with all the desert. Not desert, but it's so dramatically different. California, Nevada.
So I was able to ski 2 different states in a single day.
California, Nevada.
This is a little bit past the halfway point of my trip, but I'm turning around now and I'm heading out of California and back across the country. But wait, there's more. If you're enjoying this content, please subscribe, please like, please leave some comments. This is about halfway through my journey and I am turning around and heading back across the country. It's getting a little bit colder, as you can see. So join me for my next episode right here. See you next time. It got a lot colder because now I'm in Utah. But wait, there's more. Woohoo, Bonneville!